This is how making money online and traveling the world actually changed my life. Just as a disclaimer, in no way am I rich. Am I making more money than I was at my 9 to 5? Yes. But in no way am I making the kind of money that I want or you see all of these gurus apparently make. Now, the number one thing I want to go into is my life before traveling and making money online. I was in university. That's where I'll start the story off. I was in university studying music. So I've actually been playing guitar at that point for about 17 years. So I was a very, very good guitarist. I loved making music. I loved writing songs. I never had the confidence to post them because I never felt it was good enough. And that was something I had to overcome, my perfectionism. It has to be perfect before anyone can hear it. But that's not the case. Even a demo is good enough. That's how people hear your stuff and like it and then actually give you money in order to release music. But anyway, I was doing songwriting and I was in my second year at university slash college. Um, I was in a point of my life where I was like, I love making music. I love music. And, it's my hobby. I wanted it as my job, but then I realized I don't actually want this as my job because it takes the joy out of it. When I have to make music purely for the sake of making money, it completely takes the joy out of it. And that's not what life is about. Life is about enjoying the things that you do. So I realized I had to change. I had to make money online in a different way. Making money from songwriting and music was extremely hard, and it still is, especially now. It's very saturated. Anyone can make music now online, especially with AI now as well. You can have someone who's done it for about 3 months and make a song that pops off, but most likely not. Anyway, I was quite depressed. I was, smoking weed every day. I was doing shit I shouldn't have been doing. I was completely just a degenerate, like spending and wasting time on things I shouldn't have, like video games and other kind of things. I was smoking cigarettes. Like I was really just destroying myself. And then, I had this realization, this awakening where I was like, actually, I want to change. I don't want to be in this environment anymore. I was living in the UK for about 10, 11 years. I'm actually from Hungary originally, but I moved there when I was 9. So I was living in the UK in a place I didn't like. The weather was really depressing. That was one of the aspects of my life where I was like, I don't enjoy this place. I have to get out of here. So I decided to study abroad, go abroad for a year, not even have that go towards my grade, but actually just go and experience the life. So I went to Florida for about 8 months. And literally the next morning when I got there, because I arrived at like midnight and slept, the next morning I went outside and the sun was glazing. It was beautiful. The actual sky was beautiful. I could see the clear blue skies. And I was just thinking, wow, this is amazing. And as I was meeting people in my next couple of days, I really started to love it. I was like, wow, people are actually happy here. People are enjoying life. People are doing things that they want to actually do. And they're friendly, which I didn't really experience in the UK. People in the UK, it really comes down to having your own groups, and you don't really allow people to come into that group. It's very difficult. You just have your friendship groups that you had since secondary school, which is, just school when you're like 12, 13, 14, up to 16. So I got there and I was like, wow, this is the kind of life I want to live. That was the realization. And I tried to make money online and invested into like a 5K course, but I didn't put enough effort in it because I didn't have a strong enough why at that point. The point where I started getting a strong enough why was in Florida. I actually met this girl and she became my girlfriend. And that I had no intention of having a girlfriend at this point because I was like, oh, I'm young. I just, I was on my fitness journey. I look good. I was like, yeah, I'll just get a bunch of girls. So it wasn't on my plans, but I actually really liked this girl. Felt like I loved her and I got into a relationship with her. And by the end of that 8 months, we realized that we can't stay together. I can't stay in the US. There's no way for me to get a visa unless I have infinite money, right? Like 500,000 to a million that I can invest into the US as a business and actually live there. So that was heartbreaking, completely heartbreaking, but I had a strong enough why now. So I went at it again. I invested 9K into another course, which was a fitness coaching kind of course where I can become a fitness coach because I had a really, really good body at this point. But that also didn't work out. I really tried hard this time. I didn't give up like I did the first time. I really, really tried. It just didn't happen because it wasn't 2017 anymore. Like the material kind of suggested that the same thing would work than it did 6 years ago or even 7 years ago. So, I really tried hard at that, but I made a couple bucks, like a couple $100, maybe a couple thousand overall. So I was like, shit, okay, well, it's not working. I'm back in the UK now. I need to really I hate this place. I was really depressed again. I was heartbroken. I had to break up with my girlfriend. So I went to Thailand. And in Thailand, it was again another awakening. It's like, wow, this place is amazing. The weather is amazing. It's 30 degrees Celsius. Really good weather, super friendly people, super nice, and it's a cheap place. You can really live well for a few $1,000s there. So I lived there for about 6 months, and I really loved it. What an amazing environment! It was so freeing. Like getting on a motorbike every day, just like riding around at 140 miles per hour. I was going nuts, but it was genuinely so freeing to be there and meet other people. At that point in Thailand, I started getting into sales. I liked the sales course from my fitness coaching business, so I took that and I went into sales. I was like, okay, I'll start taking sales calls, which I did. I got onto someone else's fitness coaching offers where I was just making 10%. I was really just getting by, making 1,000, 1,500 in sales calls and really working, like taking 10, 12 calls a day. And it was crazy, but I was so happy that I was making money with something that I actually wanted to do. And I realized if I wanted to make more money, I had to invest more into my skill set so I can make more money, okay, naturally. So Thailand ends, I go to Hungary, which is, like I said, where I'm from, and actually live there because I haven't lived there since I was 9 years old. So I got there and I decided, okay, I'm going to invest again into my sales skill set this time because it's something I actually enjoy doing. I know it can make me money. It's the most money I've made online with it. So I invested around 6K into that. And for the next literally 3, 4 months, I was grinding every single day, literally just learning the skill, just getting better every single day, role playing with people in terms of like role playing a sales call. And I was getting better and better and better. My skill set was very, very high. Now, the biggest mistake I did at this point was waiting for other people. I was hired by a few companies, but they told me, you have to wait 2 weeks, a month before we actually start. And I was just waiting around. And there were all these opportunities that came to me that I had to say no to, or I felt like it because I was waiting on these other opportunities. And guess what? Opportunities came around and it was complete flop. It wasn't even my fault. It was the business. It just didn't do well. So that really taught me a lesson where you don't wait around for other people. You just make it happen. Okay. And then after 6 months of being hungry, I actually got into a good offer. I started making some decent money. And then I decided, okay, I met all of these great people from the sales space. I'm going to move to Brazil. Now I go to Brazil, and this is around 6 months ago, almost, literally around 6 months ago now, coming up. I got there and went there with a couple of friends who are also in sales, and we rented out this beautiful big villa where we stayed. It was a really awesome place in Brazil, and I love Brazil. I absolutely love Brazil, and it's somewhere where I would definitely stay long term. I'm still thinking about trying to decide where I want to live and settle down. I don't feel like I need to decide that just yet, but that's definitely a place I would live for a couple of years or a few years, and that's kind of the plan ahead. So I'm there, I'm making money with my friends, we're having a good time, we're actually experiencing life because after kind of locking in and grinding for so long in sales, staying at home, literally barely moving outside, it was like a freeing experience, like chatting to girls, actually going out there, enjoying the beach, enjoying the weather once again. And it was just a beautiful experience. So I was in Brazil for around 4.5 months and I started making money. I had some ups, I had some downs, mostly downs. Offers in the high ticket sales space is dangerous. It can really just completely flop 1 month and then you make no money. And it's completely dependent on your skill set again. So like when you're not taking many calls, your skill set goes down. If you don't do a bunch of repetitions of something, your skill set goes down. It's like if you watch football or soccer, there's a preseason. The preseason is there. It's literally warm these players up because they're kind of ass before they go into the actual season. There's this period where they warm up, they play more games, they play friendlies, meaningless kind of football matches, but it's there to get them back in the mode. So I kind of lost that skill set. And then again, I refined that. I invested again into sales, and I'm at a point now where again I'm learning. I'm actually learning. It feels like something new because it's different kind of sales style. But anyway, I'm on the point now where now I'm in Mexico. We have two of my buddies. We're also just making money online. One of them is in sales. One of them is in app development. And it's such a freeing experience to actually travel the world and make money. Like when I look back at the version of myself who I was 3 years ago, who was depressed, alone, genuinely felt like a mental prison, had nothing going on, just genuinely just waited and wasted time. Looking back at that version compared to where I am now, where I have a freeing experience, I'll never settle for a life I don't want to live. I continuously chase my dreams. It's genuinely such a mind-opening experience. It's like, wow, I've come so far, not even in my life, but in my mind, because now I have an open mind. Now I'm open to things. Now I'm open to investing into my skills, into my skill set, into bettering my future. And it's like, when you actually start to make money online and you travel, it's an unreal feeling, especially when it's like your first couple thousand or first, even your first sale, let's say. It's just such a freeing experience. And obviously, as human beings, we want more and more and more. We always want more. I want more now. But the reason I want more is so I can have more money, so I can have more time for myself, and I can invest into different areas and have more passive income streams. So I keep continue to do the things that I want. And one of them being songwriting and creating music, because then it doesn't feel like a job. It's not a job anymore. I will just release music because I love music and it's my hobby. And I can actually enjoy that rather than relying on it, which takes away the fun, which is what life is about, like I said at the start of this video. So having that, having the freedom, being able to do the things I actually want to do, that is what online money is made for. That's why I'm able to travel. Yes, I'm not in a position I want to be in, but I'm in a different country. I'm in a different place. I have a freeing experience. I'm always in weather where I enjoy and thrive in, which is, 30 degrees Celsius here in Mexico, Brazil, Thailand, Florida. Like, these kind of places are what I am. Like, being in the beach, being around beautiful women, like, just actually such a beautiful, freeing experience when you actually experience this. So if you're not making money, like, my friend, it's really time to make it happen. It's really time to go online and go after your dreams and goals. Don't be stuck in the same place. Don't be that version of me who I was 3 years ago who's just stuck. Like, if you're watching this video, clearly you have the right mindset. You're going on the right path, but you have to make it happen. Like, you have to grind. You have to go for it. And it's not easy, my friend. It's not easy at all. It is going to be a hard journey, but you have to have a relentless mindset. You have to have persistence to actually reach your goals. So that's what it genuinely takes: persistence, resilience, just going after your dreams, because the alternative is living a life you don't want. And you look back 20, 30, 40 years from now and ask yourself, what could have been if I actually tried? And that's the thing with me. I'll fucking try anything. I'll do it. I'm just going to make it happen no matter what. No matter what obstacles come in my way, I'm going to overcome them. Yes, I have very bad days. I've had very bad periods, even in the last few months. I'm uncertain around money. But then you wake up, you go outside, you walk, you go for your coffee, and you're like, wow, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to have my morning coffee here in this beautiful weather, in this beautiful country, in this beautiful place. It's such a freeing experience. And I hope that you can experience this very, very soon as well. Next thing for me is just to continue to build my wealth so I can do the things I want, so I can create the music that I want, so I can be with the people I want, so I can do anything I want. That's truly what freedom is about. And just getting a taste of freedom, like when I did that in Thailand, when that was just that freedom feeling, it's like you'll never want to go back from that. And when you do, you like, the only thing on your mind is like, how can I get back to that feeling? So I actually hope you took something away from this and you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe, my friend, and like this video. I would love to give you guys some more advice and give you advice specifically about traveling, about making money online, about anything that you need. I'm here for you, my friend. See you guys later. Enjoy, and let's go make some money and have unreal freedom. Okay? See you guys.